If you've been watching the foam core paddle wave hit pickleball, you've probably heard the name Gherkin Draco thrown in around a lot. Today, I'm breaking down what this paddle actually plays like, who it's for, and whether it deserves a spot in your bag. So, what's the Gherkin Draco? The Draco is Gherkin's first full foam core hybrid shaped paddle built around the new NCP, which is the Nano Cellular Polymer Foam Core. It comes in at 16.25 inches long by 7.75 inches wide with a static weight around 8 ounces and a swing weight in the low 110s, which puts us in that neutral to slightly headlight range. Birkin positions the Draco as a power oriented hybrid that still offers enough control for higher level play. On top of that, you get a 30-day risk free trial and a lifetime warranty along with free shipping. So, with a 30 days risk free trial, why wouldn't you try this paddle? That's right, there isn't a reason. Let's talk about the build and feel, because that's where the Draco separates itself from a lot of other foam core paddles. The floating foam construction is designed to push energy back into the ball while keeping the response consistent across the face. The shape has a minimal taper and slightly cut off top corners, which helps create a large, laterally forgiving sweet spot. The surface has high grit texture for spin, though lab roughness numbers put it more in the good but not insane spin category, with a lot of the shape you feel coming from the dwell time and stability rather than just the surface roughness. In terms of feel, reviewers, along with myself, describe it as springy with a hit of hollowness. Less hollow than a boomstick, but slightly more hollow and softer than the Loco, settling into more consistent, slightly softer feel after a short break-in period. On contact, it's poppy, but not so harsh that it feels uncontrollable at the kitchen. On court, the Draco is clearly a power-leaning paddle. On one of the reviewers, they detailed the firepower score in the mid-80s, higher than about 90% of other hybrids combining serve and punch volley speed. From the baseline, drives carry serious pace, and there's plenty of pop on counters and speed ups, so you don't have to swing out of your shoes to generate offensive power. With the swing weight in the low 110s, it keeps it quick enough in hand battles while still delivering that top end output. Control? Well, that's more of the middle of the pack. Think good enough if your mechanics are solid rather than plush and super forgiving. The sweet spot is big and especially forgiving laterally, like I said, so off center hits tend to stay online and retain decent pace instead of dying or the paddle twisting in your hand. Spin is described as solid, not the absolute highest spin paddle out there, but more than enough to shape serves, drives, and rolls effectively. Some reviewers mention playing some of their best pickleball after a short break-in period, aka dinking and driving. Maneuverability is also a strong point given the output. The neutral balance and moderate swing weight keep it quick at the kitchen and in hand-to-hand firefights. It doesn't feel like a sledgehammer, but you still have that extra juice as soon as you lean into your swing. If you're not comfortable with power paddles, there is definitely going to be a learning curve playing with the Draco. If you rely heavily on passive blocks or soft hands, you may find balls flying long until you learn to absorb more pace and shorten your stroke, especially on counters and fast exchanges. Players coming from very plush, dwell-heavy paddles might initially think it's a bit hot off the face, but after that short break-in period, the Gherkin Draco softens up and becomes more predictable. Comfort-wise, that foam and dwell give you good touch on resets and dinks as long as you're intentional with your hand pressure and not just sticking the paddle out in front of the ball and hoping the foam and the paddle do all the work. And the Draco comes in at $180 with several reviewers quoting around $162 after common discount codes. Given the performance, some reviewers have even moved it into their main rotation and consider it an elite tier option among current foam paddles. I'm right there with it. It's definitely a paddle that does not leave my bag. So, in closing, is the Gherkin Draco worth it? If you're looking for a modern, full foam core hybrid with true offensive upside and a forgiving sweet spot with decent spin without feeling like you're swinging a brick, the Gherkin Draco absolutely deserves a look. If you're more of a touch first, super plush player, you might be better off with a softer control paddle. But for aggressive all court players, this is one of the more exciting full form foam core releases right now. All right, there you have it. My take on the Gherkin Draco. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more videos coming soon.